Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Simon Javan Okello. I am so grateful that you've made the time to join me for today's episode of the African Father in America podcast. I am in Seattle, Washington. Let me know where you are in the comments. I would love to know where everyone who is enjoying the show this morning is joining me from. Every day when I come here for the African Father in America podcast, I bring a new African proverb with the hopes that we can learn something new, So I share the proverb. Most of these proverbs are from Africa because I'm from Africa and I love sharing African wisdom. This is ancestral wisdom that I love sharing with people. And I also come with 3 nuggets of wisdom, 3 things that I think anyone can learn from the proverbs that I share. So today's proverb is from the Berber community, which is a community in northern Africa. It's a tribe that spreads across Morocco, Libya, Algeria, and many other parts of northern Africa. So the proverb itself says that when your secret is your blood. When you shed it, you die. Your secret is your blood. When you shed it, you die. What does this bring to your mind? I want to know. I want to know your own perspectives about this proverb. If you're watching it on YouTube, let me know what you think when you hear this proverb. I just wanted to add it there so that those who are watching can see it very well. Your secret is your blood. When you shed it, you die. I want to know what this brings to your mind. I have 3 nuggets of wisdom around this proverb that I want to share. But our secrets are deeply personal. That's what this proverb is trying to tell us, that our secrets are deeply personal and sharing them can feel like a vulnerable act. When you're sharing something that is deeply secret to you, it's almost like you're sharing a part of you. I remember one of the greatest players of this instrument behind me. His name is Ayub Ogada, the late Ayub Ogada. He was being interviewed for a documentary in his last days. He was frail and he was being asked, he was expressing that whenever he plays his music instrument, it's almost like he's giving, whenever he sings and plays his instrument, it's almost like he's giving the audience and the listeners a piece of him. And what this proverb is teaching us a number of things. But first, before I go deep into the 3 nuggets of wisdom, I want to learn who is joining us today for the show, where you are joining us from, so that I see that John has joined us, John Banzel. John, thank you for being here. I was supposed to connect with you a few days ago, so I'll follow up with you after the show today. I want to know any other person who is joining us, and also share with us where you are joining us from and what this proverb means to you. Your secret is your blood. When you shed it, you die. So I was just saying that this proverb is teaching us a few things. It's teaching us that there are things that are so personal to us that when we tell other people about it, it's almost like we are taking a big part of us away. And so we have to be careful who we want to give a portion of us, who we want to give our blood, Keeping our secrets is also very, very challenging, There's another proverb that says that a secret is only for one person, And so especially, keeping our secret is challenging, especially when we are faced with pressure or the temptation to share it, So this proverb is teaching us that there is power in privacy. And that we must choose wisely when we decide whom to trust with our secrets. That's really, really important. But I have the 3 nuggets of wisdom for you that I want to share with you in just a moment. We are live streaming on YouTube, we are live streaming on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter, and we are also live on TikTok. So if you're live with me on TikTok, just share the live stream to the rest of the community. And if you are with me on YouTube, make sure you comment and give this video a thumbs up. These are small actions, but are very, very important for the algorithms of these social media platforms, where we are now able to stream and have these important conversations that we would otherwise be having maybe around the fire with our families and friends. So one of the things that is important that as viewers and people who consume this content you do is that you engage, and the ways that you can engage across all these platforms is by sharing the link to this live stream, commenting down below and letting me know where you're joining us from, but also letting me know what this proverb means to you. This beautiful Berber proverb is very, very powerful. It says, your secret is your blood. When you shed it, you die. Your secret is your blood. When you shed it, you die. So I want to share 3 nuggets of wisdom from this beautiful proverb, while I wait for you all to also share your own perspectives. I see that we've been joined by quite a lot of people on TikTok today, so thank you so much. Make sure you are double tapping that screen and you're sharing the live stream with other people in the community. And I also want to encourage everyone who is watching on YouTube, make sure you are subscribing to the channel. That's one of the ways that you can show appreciation for this amazing work that we do. So as usual, Monday to Friday, we have this show. The African Father in America podcast is the name of my podcast. You can find it across all podcasting platforms. And then this show is known as the Daily African Proverbs, because every day we bring a new African proverb and we dissect it, we break it apart and we rebuild it so that we understand what our ancestors were trying to say when they left us with this proverb. A lot of the time I also love hosting guests. In fact, today I was supposed to host a guest who is an extremely busy person, and so they had to take an urgent flight. I was supposed to interview a youth leader, one of the presidents of one of the biggest universities in Kenya, and they are very, very involved in politics in Kenya. And right now the political environment in Kenya is very, very tense, and so I wanted to get their perspective about what's going on. And then suddenly there were events happening and they had to travel. So expect a conversation with them very, very soon. And also expect to have more of our regular guests that join us for the show. If you want to be a guest on the show, send me a DM on my Instagram. My Instagram is @Okelo Javan. And also stay tuned. I might give you guys a discount code to the Madaraka Festival, which I am producing. I have produced it for 9 years. And this is a beautiful show that has happened here in Seattle, Washington at the Museum of Pop Culture for 5 years. And then after we held it there for 5 years, it went to Kenya, at the beach in Lake Victoria, at Kisumu Beach Resort, and it was a beautiful, beautiful event. Over 4,500 people came, and even during the pandemic, we've continued hosting the Madaraka Festival. Actually, I'll just share with you a little graphic here, the Madaraka Festival tour. So this year, instead of just doing one festival and one concert, we are doing 4 concerts in 4 different cities. So on May 16th, we are going to be in Irving Plaza in New York. So to all my New York people, if you're in New York and you're watching this right now, go to Ticketmaster and get your ticket for the Irving Plaza show. And then on May 21st, we will be in Atlanta at the Buckhead Theater. So you should check out the Ticketmaster link as well for the Bucket Theatre event that we have on May 21st. And then May 24th, we will be in Dallas. So to all my people in Dallas, make sure you go to the Ticketmaster link for the House of Blues, where we have tickets for you for the amazing show we have on May 24th. And then finally, the tour ends in Seattle on May 26th at the Benaroya Hall, which is a really, really historic event. Remember that we are bringing you some of the greatest African artists to the diaspora. Many people might not know, but it's very, very challenging for any African person to travel to the US. Just getting the visa is no joke. And for artists, it's even worse, because you have to not only get a visa, but you have to get a visa that allows you to work in the US legally, and then you have to get a work permit, and then you have to get somebody that is willing to work with you and get you shows where you get paid to work. So because we've done this for over 9 years, this is our 9th year of doing Madaraka Festival, and also doing multiple events during the year, including Kijiji Night that was just recently held in February at Langston Hughes Performing Arts Institute, and has also been held at Seattle Art Museum for many, many years. So all these experiences, we are using them to benefit African artists. We are working with Sauti Sol, who are an award-winning band from Kenya. They're amongst the top 5 bands in the whole of Africa. And then we have the only Grammy-nominated East African at the moment, Eddie Kenzo. He's also joining us as one of the headliners. So go to madarakafestival.com in order for you to get your own ticket, and in order for you to learn more. I see a lot of comments coming over there on TikTok, and I see a lot of comments coming here on YouTube. I want you to keep sharing what your perspectives are in regards to today's proverb from the Berber community. Your secret is your blood. When you shed it, you die. That's the proverb for the day. The Berber community is in northern Africa, They spread across Morocco, Libya, Algeria, and many other countries in northern Africa. So today we are going to, just learn a little more about what their thinking is when it comes to African proverb, when it comes to wisdom, and really, just using words to ground yourself. That is really the key to these proverbs that we share every day. I see a lot of amazing people joining me. I'm going to be commenting in a moment, but keep sharing. What is it that comes to your mind when you hear this proverb? Your secret is your blood. When you shed it, you die. Now we have 3 nuggets of wisdom that I'm going to share. The first one says, trust and confidentiality help in building and maintaining strong relationships with others. Trust and confidentiality helps in building and maintaining strong relationships with others. The second nugget of wisdom says that respect the boundaries and wishes of those who confide in you. And then the last one says that provide a safe space for your friends and your family. Remember, the proverb itself says, your secret is your blood. When you shed it, you die. And so earlier on, I was explaining that what this proverb is saying in summary is that our secrets, our secrets are like our blood. We have to be very careful with whom we share our secrets. Your secrets are just for you only. You don't even share it with somebody else unless they've passed the test, unless you feel that you can trust and and be confident in them, and you can confide in them. Then you can even build a stronger relationship with them. And the other thing that we've seen from this nugget of wisdom is that respecting the boundaries and wishes of those that confide in you is really like somebody giving you a little bit of them and a bit of their blood, and you don't tell anyone. You keep it to yourself. And then finally, providing a safe space for your friends and family is really like keeping a secret, and this is really important. As a father of 3 girls, I always really keep my circle sacred, my circle with my children, my circle with my wife and my family and my siblings. It's like a sacred space, so for me to bring friends there, you must have passed the test. You must be someone that I am ready to cook a meal for, ready to share some beautiful time together with. So I want to just engage with you all. I want to make sure I'm reading your comments before we wrap up the show. John, again, thank you for joining us. John is running a very beautiful company called carboncreditexchange.com. carboncreditexchange.com. So you should check him out, especially on LinkedIn or Twitter, and learn more about the amazing work that he's doing and the efforts that he's making to work with communities in Africa, especially Congo and Kenya at the moment. Lavender, thank you again for joining. I really appreciate it. And Ken Abala, who is my former schoolmate, we were both in Kisumu Boys, and I just appreciate you taking the time to join us over there on Facebook. We are live on Facebook right now. And then Martin Osome. Martin, thank you again for all your hard work when it comes to all the beautiful graphics that you see that we are using to promote this show every day. The Madaraka Festival graphics, Martin is the one who is helping us do all those. And of course, Stella, I see you there on TikTok, and I also appreciate all the amazing work that you do. So if you're joining this show for the first time, this is the African Father in America podcast, and I'm an African father here in America, and I felt that there's no better title than that for me, because I'm going to be an African father forever. I'm going to be living here in America for a while. I don't know for how long. So while that is my situation, I have to respect and honor that. And I also knew that I wanted to start a podcast, and I felt that starting something that is authentically connected to who I am and my situation would allow me to speak freely and engage the world in the way that is most comfortable for me. So that's why we have the African Father in America podcast, AFIAPodcast. That's the short form. So again, I just want to encourage you, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not. And because we are on TikTok, make sure you're following me there. I really appreciate the engagement on TikTok with today's show, and I hope I'll see you all tomorrow as well. But also we are live on LinkedIn. If you haven't engaged with me and followed me there, you haven't commented on LinkedIn, it's really important. I normally go back on all these platforms at least once a day, and I comment. So I get back to people who have commented, whether it's on YouTube. Even if you put an emoji there, like Martin did the other day, I still come back and say thank you. Because sometimes people have no time. They can just put an emoji just to show that they were there and they appreciate what you're doing. So yes, I would take emojis than people just watch and don't do anything. So if you're enjoying the show, if you're appreciating the show, it's really important that you either give this video a thumbs up on YouTube, give it a like, share it, leave us with your comment, so that we know that we are not walking in a dark room by ourselves. That's really important. And also, I want to give a couple of shout outs to people on TikTok, especially Brian Bege, who is joining us from the UK. Brian was a very good friend of mine. We grew up in Kisumu. We spent a lot of time in Kondele. We spent a lot of time at the gym at Kenya Railways boxing club, where we really learned a lot about ourselves and learned how to defend ourselves and to protect our community. So it's really beautiful to see a lot of you who have known me for a long time joining and supporting this show, especially during this time that people are so divided. And so I just hope that you're all taking good care of yourselves And I will be back here tomorrow for another episode of the African Father in America podcast. I can't do this without you all. So if there is someone else in your community that you think needs to be watching this show, please let them know. Share the link to the show today with them. And I'm really, really excited to see you all tomorrow. Take good care of yourselves. Peace and love. I appreciate it.
African Father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. African Father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington.